Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the stream and welcome to, unfortunately, the 1111th day of the war. Well, full-scale invasion. You must remember that the war started in 2014. Russian troops and North Korean infantry suffer significant losses along the border. I work in the operational zone of the Kursk Group forces. The situation on the border of Sumy region with the Kursk region of the Russian Federation is under control of the defense forces of Ukraine. A number of the settlements on the borderline, the names of which appear in the reports of Russian propagandists, no longer actually exist. They have been destroyed by aggressors' fire, by Russia. Despite the involvement of a significant number of Russian troops, reinforced by North Korean infantry, in the offensive, the enemy suffers significant losses in manpower and equipment. In the Pelokova area alone, in 4 days of fighting, the enemy virtually lost an infantry battalion. Individual units and small infantry groups of the enemy trying to penetrate the territory of Ukraine are destroyed by the firepower of our troops, thanks to a defense system created in advance. On the spot, I made the decision to reinforce our group with the necessary forces and means, in particular electronic warfare and unmanned component. Currently, there is no threat of encirclement of our units in the Kursk region. Units are taking timely measures to maneuver to advantageous defense lines. Slava Ukraina, from the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, General Sudersky. So, just want to put that one to bed because there's been a lot of trolls saying Russia's taking Sumy and border towns and yeah, can you take a town that doesn't exist because you pounded it to ash? Other stories in the military, Ukraine and NATO strengthen cooperation. That's NATO without the U.S. Unmanned systems destroyed 22% more targets in February than January. And of course, here we come to operational information as of 8 a.m. Wait a minute. Okay, the 11/11 thing kind of threw me off, and it's like, wait, no, okay, it's the 10th, yes. But it's not the 2nd. March 10th, 2025, regarding the Russian invasion. As always, they start the report with Slava Ukraina. The 1111th day of the Russians' large-scale armed aggression against Ukraine has begun. In total, 151 combat clashes were recorded over the past day. According to updated information, yesterday the enemy carried out 91 airstrikes on the positions of Ukrainian units and settlements, dropping 148 guided bombs. In addition, Russia carried out almost 6,700 attacks with artillery, 186 of them from MLRSs. Again, that's a significant jump up, almost 50% from their average over the last 2 months. Russia also used 2,576 kamikaze drones to strike at Ukraine. Airstrikes were carried out in the areas of settlements of Borova, Kozacha Lupan, Prudianka, Slatine, Voshchansky Krutoy in the Kharkiv region, Zora, Poltavka, Pokrovsk, Zerozovo, Nadivka, Oridny, Shevchenko in the Donetsk region, Guliopol, Nova Andriivka, Stepova, and Kamiansky in the Zaporizhia region. And oh my god, I need to... Oh, this chair's annoying me. You'll see me like jump down in height every once in a while. The cylinder, it's an adjustable height chair, and that cylinder just is leaking or something. I don't know. I need to just like get the welder and just weld it so it doesn't move. Over the past 24 hours, the Defense Forces, aviation, missile troops, and artillery have struck 28 areas of concentration of personnel and military equipment. Fully huck. And that's like double of what Ukraine has been averaging over the last month. Seven artillery control systems, a control point, an ammunition depot, and an electronic warfare radar station of the Russian invaders, which I have a video of for you guys, folks. Before we go into the individual directions, let me just check in with everybody in chat. Agor, Sirimar, Nura, Mitch, Adam Rounds, good to see you guys. KKGG. Who's that Canty guy in chat? Not Sherlock Holmes, M35, Linda H. Blonde Bombsheller here with the wrench to smack the trolls if they decide to show up. UTV and Ham. Bella, good to see ya. Trying to read as I go along, but and I'm all caught up, so hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Hope you had a good Monday. It was a good day for me. It was actually warm enough to wear shorts, and I went outside for a walk and had my girls running around after me, seeing what I was up to. And it was so cute because like I was walking through the field, and of course the chickens are running up behind me, but I scared a mouse out of its hole or whatever it was, and those chickens saw that mouse and started taking off after it, and it was fun. In the Kharkiv direction, yeah, I was watching him earlier, but I kind of just like zoned out when he was going through the debate with that one guy. It's just like some of the arguments in that debate were just kind of made your brain go, huh? Anyways, moving into the individual directions. If you guys have a timestamp for that, let me know so I can go check it out and be sure, because that's I started watching Mercado. I started getting to know people and getting talked into doing these streams because of my bike squad doing the bike squad thing on Mercado streams. They're far, far too long now for for me to do that, but moving into the individual directions. In the Kharkiv direction, our troops repelled 6 enemy attacks in the Voshchansk area. It doesn't say where. So let's come down here and find Kharkiv. So it's just showing the attacks in the Voschansk area. Oh, my brain is done, I swear. Yeah, 6 attacks in the Voschansk area. And of course, zooming in on the deep state map, Kharkiv and Voschansk is up here. Moving over to Kupiansk, you'll notice some nice bright blue. Ukrainians have been pushing back in the Kharkiv area, and this was a couple days ago, and you'll see this area recently going blue. But in the Kupiansk area, 4 attacks by the invaders took place in the last day. Defense forces repelled enemy assaults near Lozova, Petropavlivka, and Zarazova. Going back to the map, Petropavlivka, Lozova, and Zarazova. Moving down to the Liman area, where Russia attacked 11 times. They tried to advance in the areas of settlements of Balka, Suravka, Novolubivka, Myrny, Ivanivka, and Yampolivka. But is that the one? My brain's not entirely there. Balka, no. I'm not entirely sure where that Balka Slovaka settlement is, but Yampolivka, zooming really far in, Myrny, Terny, Ivanivka, Novolubivka. Dang it. My brain just does not want to remember stuff today. Yeah, so the only one we're looking for is Balka. And unfortunately, this is a town I don't remember it. And I haven't heard of it before. So let's go to Google Maps. Zoom in over here and do a search. Okay, I remember this one now. So it's these strings of settlements here northeast of Novolubivka. They're just not labeled on the deep state map. Now that it's been mentioned a couple times, I might start remembering it. Hey there, Pyro Kurt. With the next Monday, the Easter campaign for Cars for Ukraine will be starting. We'll be fundraising for that. I don't know, maybe I'll do another jar of horseradish. Nick from In Time, welcome to the stream. Looks like I'm all caught up. Moving over to the service direction from Liman, Ukrainian soldiers repelled 20 attacks in the last day. The occupiers tried to advance in the areas of Bilogorivka and Verkhnokamiensky, also in the direction of Serebryanka. going over to Deep State Map, coming down from Lehman over to Survisk. And if you guys know the K2 Battalion, they have a YouTube channel and some pretty awesome videos that they put out. They operate in this area. Sierra Bianca and the Sierra Bianca forest you hear a lot about. Bilogorivka and Vrkno-Kamiensky. Switch over to the satellite image here really quick. In a lot of the K2's videos, you'll see this oil refinery in the background. Yeah, 20 assaults in this area is pretty much unheard of. Usually it's, well, there's a lot of days there's no assaults in this area. Then there's one or two for a couple days, and then there's no assaults. So having 20 assaults in this area is a huge increase in activity for the Russians in the Survisk area. Go back to the standard view. And going down to the Kramatorsk direction from Survisk, the invaders tried to advance on the positions of Ukrainian units in the areas of Chasiv Yar, Hirohorivka, and in the direction of Stupochki and Bilogora. Coming over to Kramatorsk, of course, Slovyansk, Konstantinivka, Chasiv Yar, Hirogorivka, Stupochki, and Bilogora is one of those ones you have to zoom in to get it to pop up. But the assaults happen in these areas. Coming south of Chasiv Yar to the Torets direction, where, no sneeze, where in the Torets direction the enemy carried out 18 assaults near the settlements of Toretsk, Druzhba, and Dashny. Of course, Toretsk, Druzhba, and Dashny. Moving over from Toretsk to the Pokrovsk direction, where our defenders stopped 35 assaults by the aggressor in the areas of the settlements of Elizavetivka, Promin, Dashenki, Kotine, Nadivka, Preobrazhenka, Andrivka, and Ukali. Coming over, Elizavetivka, Promin, Dashenki, of course here is Pokrovsk, Kotine, Udashny, Uspensivka, and Andrivka, and Ukali. Oh, and Preobrazhenka is right here. You'll notice that there is a lot more blue again. These are older ones, but I'm guessing in the next day or two, we're going to see some more blue here around Shevchenko. There are reports coming out fairly recently that Ukraine did a counterattack in this area and have cleared out Russian positions. Waiting for video confirmation for the maps to update, I assume, but hopefully we'll see that here shortly. Moving over to Novopavlivka direction. The enemy tried to break through 5 times near the settlements of Skudiny, Burlatsky, and Constantinople. Coming back to the map, of course, Novopavlivka is here. Constantinople, Skudini, and Berlatsky. Going to the west, from there we go to Guliopol, where the enemy tried to advance in the areas of Novopil and Privilny. Our defenders repelled 9 assaults by the occupiers in those areas. Novopil and Privilny is just to the north of it, over here next to Berlatsky. Moving from Guliopol to Orakiv. In the Orakiv direction, the enemy advanced 4 times near Stepova, Netsteryanka, and Schirabaku. Zooming in here, Nesteryanka, Sirabachku. Oh, and that might, yeah. Stepova is here. So, Nesteryanka, Sirabachku, and Stepova. There is no assaults reported in... Oh, where do they say that? It goes from Orahiv to the operational zone in Kursk. Units of the Defense Forces of Ukraine yesterday repelled 27 attacks by the Russian invaders. In addition, the enemy launched 29 airstrikes using 35 guided bombs, and also carried out 422 artillery attacks on the positions of our troops and settlements in the area. 17 of those artillery strikes were from MLRSs. In the Dnieper direction, the enemy did not conduct any offensive actions in the past day. No signs of the formation of enemy offensive groups were detected in the Volyn or Polizia directions. Our soldiers continued to inflict significant losses on the occupation forces in manpower and equipment, and actively undermine the enemy's offensive potential in the rear. Goes into the losses. We'll cover that with a graphic here shortly. And of course, as always, we end the report with join the Defense Forces. Razom Pereможemo, Slava Ukraina. Kursk is... It does not seem that great on the map. And yes, there is difficulties. But you just heard from Sirski's address, statement. They have it. The border is under control. They are trying to stabilize the lines, and we'll have to see about this as time goes on. Of course, losing a little bit of ground in Russia and gaining ground back in Ukraine. I think the ground in Ukraine is more important anyways, but Discord. Helps if I go to the right Discord. Total combat losses of the enemy as of March 10th, 2025, the 1111th day of the full-scale invasion. Kind of fitting to, 1,190. So almost matching up with the number of days. For Russian troop losses, bringing the total to 886,320. 18 tanks were taken out today. Almost at the 10,300 mark. 40 APVs, bringing the total up to 21,400. 65 artillery systems, bringing the total up to 24,271. An additional MLRS, as well as an anti-aircraft warfare system. Unfortunately, Russia isn't using these to shoot at planes. They're using it to shoot at civilian apartment buildings. 241 UAVs were taken out, and 138 vehicles were destroyed, bringing the total over 40,000 with a 71 over. That is Russia's losses for today. And unfortunately, Zelensky was traveling today, so he was not able to produce a speech, but there is a couple short videos I would like to show you. But before we do that, let me go to the air raid alert. And the air raids were in Zhytomyr, Kyiv, Chernihiv, and Poltava have cleared off since the start of the stream. Sumy is still active at 8 hours 32 minutes. Kharkiv still active at 3 hours 17 minutes. And Donetsk still active at after 57 minutes. So let's head back to the short videos from Zelensky, or his office.
Майже щодня важливі новини щодо підтримки України. За кілька тижнів ухвалені десятки нових рішень у Європі, які допомагають і нашій державі, і всім у світі захищати життя. Зараз багато дипломатії заради справедливого і тривалого миру. Миру, який може бути наслідком тільки надійних гарантій безпеки. Завдяки лідерству США та єдності Європи, це точно може стати нашим спільним успіхом. Польща готує великий пакет допомоги та розширює програми підготовки наших воїнів. Німеччина прискорює постачання систем IRIS-T і боєприпасів до них. Нідерланди працюють над посиленням ППО та вже виділили фінансування на виробництво дронів в Україні. Країни Північної Європи та Балтії, як завжди, повна підтримка, забезпечать оснащення і тренування бригади. Норвегія збільшила допомогу на цей рік до майже 8 мільярдів євро, більш ніж удвічі. Фінляндія та Швеція готують нові пакети підтримки. Литва та Латвія – зміцнення повітряного щита. Ісландія та Данія – інвестиції в український ОПК. Військова допомога від Великої Британії на цей рік – понад 5,5 мільярдів доларів. І ще маємо 1 мільярд євро від Іспанії. А також важливі новини від Європейської комісії щодо суттєвих коштів на захист Європи. Крім безпекової допомоги, маємо підтримку енергетичного сектору, гуманітарного розмінування та нові санкційні рішення проти Росії. Україна, уся Європа, Америка. Разом ми можемо закінчити цю війну гарантованим миром. Працюємо щодня заради того, щоб якнайшвидше досягти миру. Дякуємо всім, хто допомагає.
Unfortunately, that wasn't available with English subtitles, but they were talking about the support that's growing from Europe. I have this one was I have on my channel with English translation for this part, so we'll go to that shortly. But I just saw that a bunch of stuff just came through on Warriors Ukrainian. Diana Zabenishka's life was taken by a Russian missile strike on the city of Poltava, February 1st, 2025. 12 years old. studying English since he was 4. A future leader of Ukraine that's not going to be there. I've forwarded that one already. Ukrainians and their pets in the front lines. And the fundraiser they're working on. Yeah, more American stuff. But let's go back here. Zelensky had a good meeting with the Crown Prince of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We discussed the main issues on the agenda, both bilaterally and with other partners. I noted the efforts of the Crown Prince, which help bring real peace closer. Saudi Arabia provides a very important platform for diplomacy, and we appreciate it. The Ukrainian team remains in Jeddah to work with the American team tomorrow. We hope for a practical result. Ukrainian position at the meeting will be absolutely constructive. Discussed in detail the steps and conditions that can end the war and make peace reliable and lasting. He particularly emphasized the issue of the release of prisoners and the return of children, which could be one of the key measures to establish trust in diplomatic efforts. A significant part of the conversation was devoted to the formats of security guarantees. We appreciate Saudi Arabia's readiness to develop economic cooperation and invest in Ukraine. We discussed key sectors of investment, starting with security, energy, and infrastructure. We equally see opportunities for economic development and interaction through reconstruction in Ukraine. Now, besides Putin and Trump, Zelensky seems to get along with every other world leader. I wonder why that is. Yeah, I'll cover this before. I'm going to cover these two things before we go to the rest of it. The U.S. has been uninvited to the Military Representative Summit in Paris tomorrow. According to Associated Press, the meeting will discuss the creation of international security forces for Ukraine. Again, the U.S. was uninvited. And the other thing I wanted to cover before we go into the videos. X was hacked today with a DDoS attack. Elon Muscovite blamed Ukraine. But it was a pro-Palestinian group called Dark Storm that claimed responsibility for it. How is a pro-Palestinian group Ukraine? A pro-Palestinian cyber hacking group Dark Storm claimed that it hacked Twitter today. This comes after CEO Muscovite claimed that the social media platform experienced a massive cyber attack that was done with a lot of resources. Either a large coordinated group and or country involved. He later said the IP addresses for the assaults were coming from Ukraine's area. Social media site was down for several hours. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but you know, they're claiming responsibility for it. I would trust them. You know, why draw attention to yourself if you didn't do it? You know, you pull off a big attack, you don't have anything else planned, you get the attention so you can come up with a big attack again. You don't sit there and plan a big attack and then claim responsibility for another attack. So your planned attack doesn't happen because of the increased attention to your group. Anyway, that's my thought on it. Going back to I can delete these from Telegram now because I don't want to keep that. And show you a bit of a preview of the videos I have for you today. As we scroll to the beginning of the day and the drones from last night. Oh, I thought it was sooner than this, but apparently I was wrong. Here we go. Good night, Siri. Yeah, I know the whole time change is throwing people off. Oh, CF. How you doing? How's the chickens? Last night, Russia launched 176 enemy UAVs. 130 were shot down. 46 failed to reach their targets due to electronic warfare and other means. Unfortunately, 4 reached their targets. But just because they're shot down does not mean they do not cause damage. Kharkiv, Poltava, and Kyiv regions were affected by the attack. Russia claimed to repel a UAV attack. Russian news later said that the refinery was on fire, and no, now it's just a warehouse. Here's the video from the area. Okay, the audio is still going, but the video stopped. Okay. More for the exchange fund. 144th captures some prisoners in the Pokrovsk area. Here is the video. Okay, maybe I don't want to read chat. Yeah, I'm going to pass on chat for a little bit. I don't want to hear about lava cakes or hemorrhoids. Hey, Murtzy.
Почему начали сдаваться?
Радио слушали вообще.
Мы вообще со вчерашнего дня кричали «сдаемся», раз, два, три, сдаемся.
Сегодня после подрыва что было?
Нас все завалило, это
Нас все завалило, вышли, подошли к окну, и чтоб птичками не закидали, решили на палку намотать химостатик, бить и выйти с поднятыми руками, сдаться.
Хорошо.
Well, 9 Russian prisoners for the exchange fund. You know, Ukrainians letting them warm up and rest up. From the Oscars, on the occasion of the 2025 Oscar ceremony, American actors Robert De Niro, I can't pronounce her last name, Misha Collins, stupid chair. Well, here's the video.
The first director on the stage who will say,
Ukraine is 20 days in Mariupol, the heartbeat of humanity and the enemy of tyranny.
and I'm honored. But probably I will be the first director on the stage who will say, I wish I would never made this film.
But did you know that this is not the only Oscar won by Ukrainians?
Composer Dmitry Tiomkin, originally from Kremenchuk, Ukraine,
Dmitry Tiomkin
won 4 Oscars in the 1950s for his music in high noon, The High and the Mighty, and The Old Man and the Sea.
In 1949, Kharkiv-born Barbara Kurinska made history
and Karenska for Joan of Arc.
by winning the first Oscar for Best Costume Design for the film Joan of Arc.
In 1987, Yevhem Mamet, a special effects and animation artist, won an Oscar alongside his American colleagues for the visual effects in Predator.
And the Oscar for Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role goes to Jack Palance, City Slickers.
In 1992, Jack Palance, born Volodymyr Palahniuk, won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for his role in City Slickers.
My name at that time was Vladimir, but he called me Jack. He says, Jack, you're going to win the Academy Award. Can you believe it? 42 years later, he was right. How this?
In 2006, Ukrainian engineer Anatoly Kukush.
The Academy is pleased to present a scientific and engineering award to Anatoly Kokush.
Won 2 Oscars in the Scientific and Engineering Award category for inventing the Cascade and Auto Robot camera cranes. Thanks to them, iconic movies such as Titanic, X-Men, Batman, and Harry Potter were filmed.
Shouldn't it be called the Ukraine crane?
Okay, that was a bad joke. Some more footage from Pokrovsk for you. This is from the Typhoon UAV group destroying the enemy in Pokrovsk. Here's the video. Are you trying to inspire someone to make a song from Blame It on the Rain to blame Ukraine? So, you guys know this song. Now, there's Russia's new theme song. Just replace rain with Ukraine, and everything's Ukraine's fault. Some drone action in Toretsk. Predators eliminate the enemy during movement and attempts to accumulate in Toretsk. Here is the video from Predator Group. Short but sweet video. A couple days ago, the ration factory in Russia was hit. Here is some satellite image before and after the strike. Ooh, and it sounds like we got a storm brewing here. Spartan prevents the enemy from gaining a foothold in Pokrovsk. Here is the video from Spartan. Well, that was the video from the Spartans. Metal scrap keeps adding up in Ukraine. This one's going to be a fun one to watch. On one of the front lines, strike UAV operators from the Flying Skull Battalion discovered and successfully hit 5 units of Russian equipment. Among them, a T-80, a BMP-2, and a TIGR-M, and a tank tractor. We'll have to figure out what that is in the video. Okay, so like an armored vehicle. BTR 80. Bye bye T80. No, because that's the transport vehicle for the tanks. Bempa. Uh, 225th Battalion gives an update for last month from the quarter unit. 25 evacuation missions, 19 of which were combat extractions. Extracted 17 units of equipment and rescued 38 servicemen. Here is the video from the total group of the 225th. Oh yeah, Russia's still making equipment. They're just losing it faster than they can make it. This is a good way to look at it, KKGG. Well, yeah, they're producing BMDs and tanks, and the T90 is just a different turret on the same shell as the T80 and the T72. So, I mean, it's Russia's equipment really hasn't changed, even though they changed the designations for it. Oh, the what was it? The T9, T14. That was supposed to be like their first real development since 70s on tank technology, and it couldn't even go across a street without stalling out. So, Air Command East showing you some of the air defense work that they are doing.
Yes!
Есть враження.
Третий! Заснял! Третий шахет!
Збиття шахеда і місце його приземлення.
a lot of what they're building, though, they're going back to the older designs because the older designs don't have all the electronics that the newer designs do. So, yeah, it's easier to produce a BMP than it is a BMD. It's easier to produce a T80 than it is a T90 because of the reactive armor. So they're kind of like rolling back their production to 80s to be able to produce stuff because they don't have access to the technology because of sanctions. Oh man. This is a real treat. Ukraine takes out a Russian radar station. Unfortunately, it's an archive video of the destruction of the latest $100 million radar system from early summer 2024, but I still wanted to share. Looks like the drones were not repelled. This is the oil refinery where they said they repelled the drone attack. And then it was the refinery. Then, oh wait, no, it's a warehouse, but now it's known to be the refinery. Had a processing capacity of 8.8 million tons of oil per year. Some of these are just some CCTV cameras from the city. Oh, is that how it goes, Mitch? I wasn't sure who was the pitcher and who was the catcher between Trump and Musk. And some more closed circuit camera for you guys from the oil refinery. Very colorful houses in this area. The 72nd Mechanized Brigade repel an enemy assault with Akhmat armored vehicles. Here is, even just the name, Ukrainians take them out. Cool little song with that video. Again, some more video of the refinery attacked in Samara region of Russia. Here is the video from yet another closed circuit television camera. No, but I know a way to find out. Oh. Hey Siri, identify this song. Apple failed. Well, if any of you guys have an Android, play that song and see if your Android phone can identify it, because Apple cannot. For all you ladies out there, this video is for you. Yeah, I'll let the video, you'll have to read it, but it speaks volumes for the tenacity of Ukrainian women.
Він один із перших, хто з хлопців, які зустрічали на підході руських. Каже, я говорю, я не хочу, я не поїду без тебе. А що він сказав, що в нас з тобою різні задачі. Твоя задача врятувати дітей, захистити, моя задача захистити місто. Портрети, шеврони і саме той осколок міни, який його вбив, додає, буває такі хвилини, коли здаєшся і думаєш, все, я більше не можу. А потім дивлюсь на цей осколок і думаю, ні, я ще зможу. Коли я прийшла сюди, я знайшла свою сім'ю. Для мене це насправді дуже важливо, бо людина не може існувати одна.
Oh. Lost her husband in the first days of the war and carries around the piece of shrapnel that hit him for inspiration to keep going, and is currently a gunner in the Bucha Witches Brigade, taking out enemy Shahed drones. So, again, being mom to all of Ukraine and protecting Ukraine cities. And if that was not enough for you guys to get the onions cut, here's another one for you.
Та, звісно, зб'ють. Не переживай. Там не ракети, там шахеди, їх зб'ють. Все добре буде, не переживай. Ти можеш відпочивати, я поруч, я слідкую за новинами, все буде добре.
You know, that she's right about the age that's going to be her first memories, is hoping that these drones will get shot down. You know, when you think back to your childhood and your first memories, would you want that to be yours? Now that I got you guys all emotional, here is what the Russians are really thinking.
Либо эта война завершится, либо она перейдет в другую стадию, более серьезную, с применением, наверное, всех видов вооружения. Сейчас мы с вами находимся в таком периоде времени, что либо блок НАТО распадется, и мы их уже будем добивать.
Either NATO will collapse and we will finish off Europe, or they will stop bluffing and agree to any terms just to make peace with us.
Европу, либо они остановятся и перестанут блефовать и пойдут уже на любые условия, лишь бы с нами помириться. И нет у этой Европы такого количества вооружения, чтобы она могла с нами сражаться. Если станет такая...
If there's a general mobilization, we need to gather an army of a couple million men and put them all in a position from which they will never get out of. Europe. Us, US.
Ситуация о всеобщей мобилизации. Собрать примерно армию пару миллионов, да поставить их всех в такую позу, из которой они никогда уже после этого не выйдут. Либо они заткнутся.
Either they will shut up or they will really lose even what they have now.
Либо они действительно потеряют даже то, что у них есть. И после того, как они захотят с нами схлестнуться, Европа и большая часть европейских государств перестанет существовать как таковая.
Europe and most of the European states will cease to exist.
А блок НАТО и так и сяк распадется, потому что Америке не нужно уже...
Because America doesn't need a war with us anymore.
Война с нами, она им не нужна.
This is what Trump sucking Putin's nipple has done. Oh, we're going to destroy and eliminate Europe because America doesn't need to be at war with us anymore. And okay, yeah, I hate to do this to you, but more Elon news. Senator Mark Kelly from Arizona talked about his trip to Ukraine on Twitter, to which, well, I just left Ukraine. What I saw proved to me that we can't give up on the Ukrainian people. Everyone wants the war to end, but any agreement has to protect Ukraine's security and can't be given away to Putin. Let me tell you about my trip and why it was important we stand with Ukraine. Musk, you are a traitor. Just to point this out and make this very, very clear, Elon Musk just called a U.S. senator from Arizona, a U.S. Navy veteran, a retired NASA astronaut, a traitor for supporting Ukraine. The senator's response, traitor? Elon, if you don't understand that defending freedom is a core principle of what makes America great and keeps us safe, maybe you should leave it to those who do. Unfortunately, we have no video from AAR, just an update. He writes, we are where we are most needed right now, and we will do what we can. I'm getting overexcited by the fight, so I won't be able to write for a couple days. He who has not lived in the middle of a storm does not know the value of strength. Quiet and peaceful, Hungarian. I can't wait for his next video because him saying he's overexcited compared to his normal stuff where he's just excited is going to be full Mad the Otter. I can't wait for it. FPVs taking out logistics. Oh. So fighters of the Rubek unit Katranika of the 56th Brigade. Destroy wings near Tihonivka. There's also footage of the destruction of personnel, equipment, and shelters in the Hirohorivka area. This is a unit that is very special and dear to my heart personally. The 56th Brigade is here north between Servisk and Chasiv Yar in the Hirohorivka area. Right in here. When the invasion first started, I had saved up a couple $1,000 to go on vacation. I was going to go visit the old Kievan Rus, Republic of Novgorod regions. Yes, that included Belarus, parts of Russia, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and of course, Ukraine. Bit of a history buff. When the war started, I figured, well, that's probably going to be the end. I won't be able to go because it'll be all under Russian control, blah, 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 blah. All the same fears that we all had at the beginning. And then the 3 days didn't happen. And then Russians started retreating back to Russia. And then on Facebook, I saw a group looking for help to get a vehicle to evacuate wounded soldiers. It was the 56th Brigade. So I contacted them, found out how much more they need, and about half of my vacation fund went to a truck for the 56th Brigade. The guy I talked to, his wife had to go to Poland to get the vehicle and drive it back for him. And we talked quite a bit. That vehicle I got them, helped get them, saved 17 people before it got hit with artillery. Unfortunately, the guy that I talked to, he was in the vehicle when it was hit. He did not make it, and it was his wife and children that were the first people I helped get into a house. So that's where a lot of my volunteer work and helping Ukraine started. So yeah, 56th Brigade has a special place in my heart. And here's their video. You're a little behind there, Nick. And unfortunately, that is the last video of the day. Uh, yeah, he's definitely using something at him. Warriors Ukrainian. I hope this madness will end soon and our soldiers will return to their families. But while the war continues, we must make every effort for this victory. Every donation helps buy drones and sends them to the front. Glory to Ukraine. I forward a lot of videos from him. He does a lot of work translating and getting the Ukrainian news out to the English speaking audiences. So if you can, of course, every unit needs help. If he works with the 110th Brigade, so if you want to help him out, go to the Telegram channel and and you'll find many videos forwarded from Warriors Ukrainian. So here's their video trying to raise funds for drones for the 110th. Many of you will remember this from Greg Terry's stream and know that location. Yeah, like I said, that is all the videos I have for today. Donetsk, Kharkiv, and Sumy remain under air alert. Looks like Ivry is still under air alert as well. Thanks for coming to the stream. Keep supporting Ukraine. Have a good night. And stay safe, everybody. Yeah, just now noticing that I did not turn on my stream light to, light up my face. Always something. Have a good night, folks.